two of Gato's thugs arrive at Tajuna's house to kidnap Tsunami for leverage against Tajuna. Inari faces his fear and attempts to stop them, giving Naruto time to arrive, and an opportunity to defeat them. Before leaving to join the others at the bridge, Naruto apologizes to Inari for calling him a coward and acknowledges his bravery. Meanwhile, Sasuke and Haku fight, and Sasuke's newfound speed gives him an advantage out in the open. Zabuza comments that they will be the ones to die if this continues, urging Haku to use his demonic mirroring ice crystals. With the mirrors surrounding Sasuke, he immerses himself inside of them, throwing needles that violently cut Sasuke at various parts of his skin. Sakura attempts to save Sasuke by throwing a kunao in their direction, but Haku catches it. However, before Haku can return it, he is knocked out of the mirrors by shuriken, thrown by none other than Naruto, who got there just in time. Naruto finally joins the battle on the bridge, announcing himself with a big entrance. This angers Kakashi, who scolds him for not staying hidden, which would have been more effective and advantageous. Zabuza then propels shuriken towards Naruto, which Haku cancels out by throwing needles at mid-air. He begs Zabuza to let him deal with Naruto in his own way. Meanwhile, as Sasuke is still trapped in Haku's demonic mirroring ice crystals, Kakashi is unable to help, stuck with protecting Sakura and Tajuna. Sasuke throws a kunao at Haku as he's talking to Naruto, turning attention towards himself once again. Submerging his body into the mirrors, Haku continues the battle. Kakashi orders Sasuke to attack the mirrors from within, while Naruto attacks from outside to discover how they work. Naruto, who's oblivious to this jutsu, enters the imprisonment of ice. Sasuke yells that he's a complete loser, and now they're both trapped. Using fire release, great fireball technique, Sasuke attempts to melt the mirrors, though the heat isn't enough to do any damage. Naruto follows up by creating shadow clones to smash them all at once, which are defeated by Haku in mere seconds. He reveals that he doesn't like to kill his enemies but will do so if he must. Sasuke and Naruto prepare to retaliate against Haku, while Sakura yells words of encouragement at them. Kakashi discourages this, telling her that even if they have the instinct to win, they don't have the instinct to kill, which is the most important. He notes that he has no option but to stay put, or else Tajuna would be slain. Kakashi goes to reveal his Sharingan to Zabuza once again, but he claims that using the same trick too many times will result in the enemy finding a way to counter it. Kakashi responds that he should consider himself lucky, as he's the only man to see his Sharingan twice. Zabuza brags about training Haku to become a unique killing machine, whose jutsu even surpasses his own. Inside the demonic mirroring ice crystals, Naruto and Sasuke struggle against Haku's superior speed. After watching Haku counter shadow clones repeatedly, Sasuke begins to see his movements. He uses fire release, great fireball technique as Haku is preoccupied with Naruto's clones, burning the side of his skirt and shocking the ninja, who's slowing down. Meanwhile, Zabuza informs Kakashi their last battle was a fluke, including him losing. Haku was watching the entire time from a tree, devising a lethal plan. Using his hiding and miss technique to negate the Sharingan, Zabuza says the next time Kakashi sees him will be his last time seeing anything. Vanishing, Kakashi is left anticipating his opponent's next move. He finally realizes that Zabuza will strike at Tajuna and Sakura, rushing to intercept the attack. Sakura screams in the dense fog. Haku realizes he can't keep being soft towards Naruto and Sasuke, aiming for more vital spots instead of slicing their skin, although Naruto takes the full brunt of it. Refusing to accept an obvious defeat but running low on chakra, Naruto ends up fainting. Sasuke holds his own against Haku, protecting Naruto's unconscious body by activating his Sharingan, allowing him to track Haku's incredibly fast movements. Amazed at Sasuke also having a Kekii Genkai that awaken itself in battle, Haku realizes he would have the disadvantage in a drawn-out fight, as any attacks would just be deflected. Instead he targets a vulnerable Naruto with a volley of Senbon, making Sasuke instinctively move to shield his teammate. Elsewhere, Kakashi has taken a hit from Zabuza's blade at a last-second attempt to save Sakura and Tajuna. Laughing, Zabuza goes on about almost losing the bridge builder as Kakashi was too worried about his students up ahead. Naruto wakes up to see Sasuke standing in front of him, struck and barely holding onto life. Shocked, Naruto catches him as he collapses and goes completely still. Believing his friend has died, Naruto's enraged and subconsciously taps into the chakra of the nine-tailed fox within him. Kakashi and Zabuza sense the change, making Kakashi wonder if the seal was broken. Haku stares in disbelief as the fox's power heals Naruto's wounds and changes his body. Naruto's chakra rages around him wildly. Haku remarks that chakra usually couldn't be seen, yet it was clearly visible. Naruto, still angered by the death of Sasuke, had weakened the seal that kept the nine-tailed demon fox's chakra in place. Surging with power, Naruto healed his wounds and attacked, brutally overwhelming Haku, and deflecting his needle attacks with waves of pure chakra. Haku attempts to flee the circle, but Naruto sees him and snatches his arm with the speed of the nine tails. Meanwhile, the battle between Zabuza and Kakashi continues. Kakashi is relieved to sense the seal confining the nine tails had only weakened. Kakashi had only let a small portion of the water techniques copied from Zabuza. He decides to end the battle. Zabuza becomes agitated seeing his own techniques used against him, and Kakashi's only response to this is pulling out the finishing blow. Naruto, having grabbed seemingly killed by a young hunter powerful punch, sending him Naruto is angry and jealous that someone so young could easily defeat an opponent. Naruto rushes at Haku so much trouble, ready to deliver another enormous blow. There are many ninja younger than Naruto yet stronger than himself. Comes off to reveal the boy he met in the forest. And this causes Naruto from exhaustion due to the overuse of his Sharingan. Naruto to kill him, as he's no longer useful to from overuse of his Sharingan. Himself nothing more than a broken tool. He realizes that Zabuza's death had been odd, being born in a small village, probably been how his parents dearly loved him. The hunter However, during that time, anyone with a Kekii revealing that he is in line with the missing was feared. Zabuza promises to crush Kakashi when they discovered the powers inherited from his mother. Both Kakashi and Zabuza need to rest for at least a week to recover from their battle. To prepare for Zabuza's likely about to kill him, Kakashi takes Team 7 to the nearby woods for training, where they learn to walk up vertical surfaces. A little while after only their chakra, Zabuza found Haku performs taking him in and training him in the most advanced ninja skills. Kakashi finally uses the scroll. He notices that Naruto is finally getting a good grasp on teamwork and recognizes that Naruto's chakra is the highest of all those present. He would smell him out instead with these try to outdo each other in their tree climbing practice. Kakashi let himself be sliced by Zabuza's blade and tries to convince Tajuna to give up building the same sword. Later on their way home from a food market, Kakashi then introduces his only original technique, lightning cutter. Dadaneri runs door to door throughout the land of waves trying to rally the villagers to defend points out that their country would be much better off if the bridge was completed and Gato removed from power. But Inari is willing to go to the bridge alone if necessary. Are constantly eating too fast. Kakashi has an attempt to get stronger with his Ninken and readies why Inari often stares at the family photo on the wall. Haku, which is torn so defeated by Naruto and upper body are gone. Lost his purpose in life. Inari leaves the table and requests that Naruto go after him. Naruto is then explains that the man torn from the picture is more than just mindless killing. Was once a hero in the land of waves and Naruto relents, saying softly that they might have been friends met Inari after saving him from drowning, and charges that Haku came to rely on him heavily to the point where he wouldn't stand up for himself. He became revered as a hero when he single-handedly saved a large portion of the village from a flood. He rushes to Zabuza's side just in time to take all the damage killed in an attempt to destroy the hope of the land. Back at the village, Tsunami tells Inari that he is too young to fight, but he is determined to defend Naruto decides to show Inari that there are still heroes in the world. Haku, which surprises medicinal herbs in the forest when he encounters a bridge, but finds a crowd waiting for him outside. As Zabuza's mist clears, loudly proclaims that he is training to become stronger by believing Haku to be a girl. Zabuza is unfazed by his partner's sacrifice and tells Naruto that only when a Kakashi and someone precious at the same time does that person become truly strong. Prepares to resume the fight, considers telling an enraged Naruto to stay out of it. Tajuna accompanies Sakura and Tsunami are concerned about Naruto to maintain her composure all alone in the dark by himself, but breaks down in tears when not to worry. Suzuki is cold and abruptly leaves. Kakashi once again immobilized Zabuza. Back in the forest, disabling both of his arms. After revealing his true gender unable to swing his sword or perform techniques, shows up to check on Naruto. Scolding him for missing with dozens of hired thugs, the two boys continue their tree climbing practice into the evening until they finally make it to the top of their respective trees.